Hi, welcome to Reimagine Your Lifestyle. As you know, we bring the most amazing people from around the world on this show to help us reimagine and think how we live our lives. Today, there's so much of information about what to eat, what not to eat, how to meditate, whether we should meditate, and all of these different things. And I've known Vidya for a very long time now, and it's an honor to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me on the show. And I have to say, I've known Luke for a while now, and I've learned a lot from you. Thank you for impacting my life the way you have. You and Shimply and your team have just been wonderful. I can't stop suggesting that people just come to you, spend a little time with you, because, you know, not only are you so knowledgeable, but you're so generous and also compassionate. I think that's so important, you know, because it's not just about giving you a diet and telling you this is the right path to nutrition. I think you've been amazing.
Oh, thank you, Vidya. That means a lot. And the reason why we have you on our show today is because you've inspired us. You know what you taught our team? Humility. Because I know Shimply's been with you for the longest time as well. And she's like, we handle a lot of patients and a lot of different kinds of patients as well. So we also deal with very nice people and we deal with attitudes. And I think the message that came across to all of our team was humility. And if someone like you can have it, okay, everyone can. So thank you for that. And this morning I was like, you know, I knew what I wanted to ask you on the show, but I was like, let me reach out to my audience because we have a really nice audience.
Right.
And I said, let me see what they want to know.
Mm-hmm.
And 80% of the questions are, we want to know, how does she maintain her confidence and grace?
Wow.
And I think I echo that because every time I've met you, where I've seen you, I'm not really someone who watches too many movies and stuff like that, but there's an elegance, there's grace, and there's confidence. And I know people who can fake it, and I know people who are genuine. So I think a lot of people were like, you know, straight up, how is she so confident and graceful? Wow. So I think we can dive straight into the conversation. Yeah. You spoke about prayer.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, I'm a huge fan of this belief system that I've learned along the journey that when we get something, we're grateful.
Yeah.
Okay. That's called gratitude. We give thanks because we're grateful.
Yeah.
Now, when we want something and we've not yet got it, in between our desire and the time we get it or we don't get it, that's life. You can get it or you don't get it, is faith. That's what gets us through, you know, knowing about that. You speak about prayer. Tell me about that. Are you a religious person? Are you a spiritual person? And how does faith play a role in your life?
I honestly don't know how to answer that, but I am someone who prays a lot. I think today prayer is more about gratitude. I think my understanding of prayer, my relationship with God has changed, and I'd like to believe has evolved over the years. It's previously God was something that was external to me. So I'm someone who, my mother visits the temple regularly. My father doesn't regularly, but he's also a believer. So he would go on special occasions and things like that, or on specific days of the week, because he was obviously working. But I think that became second nature, that, you know, you go to the temple. I would go to the temple every day. I think it was around 2000 when I joined the movies. I got my first break in Malayalam cinema. And after shooting for about 2 weeks for the film got shelved. And it was like the carrot had been dangled in front of you and then had been snatched away. And that heartbreak was unfathomable, because first, I don't come from a film family. We knew no one. And I've always wanted to be an actor since the age of 8.5, when I saw Madhuri Dixit in Ek Do Teen first. And now this had almost come to fruition, and then it didn't, you know. So I think the shock of that was immense. And that's when I think I stopped asking. Initially out of anger with God, because he or she did not give me what I wanted. But then to realize, when things started taking a turn in the direction of what I saw as even better for me, you know, today I realized that it was for my higher good. Then that's when I started saying, okay, thank you. At the end of every day, I always give thanks for the day it has been, even if it's been not a good day, even if it's been a day when I've, not been happy with myself. I feel like I've not given it my best. Maybe I've had friction with some people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just, angsty. Maybe even then I always give gratitude. So I think from asking, it changed to giving gratitude.
No, thanks for bringing up this point, Vidya, because it makes absolute sense. I want to go back to the part where you spoke about gratitude.
Yeah.
That is a form of prayer. And you now thanking in advance that even if you had a bad day, but you're grateful. That's faith.
Mm.
You're giving thanks in advance because you have faith that, hey, it can change. It can get better. No, that's beautiful. That's very powerful because faith is very misunderstood.
Right.
People say, oh, I have faith, but they try to do God's work or the universe's work by micromanaging. I also like what you spoke about going within, because you are right. Since you went to a convent, I'll take a phrase out of the Bible, which says, be still and know that I am God.
Mm.
Now, a lot of people have different perspectives of this. Oh, egoistic. No, it just means that whenever you're still, you start looking and feeling within, and your answers are there. You're either being too unkind to yourself, you're beating yourself down, or you're allowing other people's opinions to form your own way of belief and feeling and stuff.
And life,
Yeah.
Who you should be, what you should be doing, how you should be feeling, what you should be saying, all of this are often guided by what we think others expect of us, right? Because we feel that everyone else knows better.
Right. Yeah.
But I think if I had to tell people one thing, I've been in this business for long enough, and lots of people ask me, especially young aspiring actors, what is the one thing that you'll tell us? What is the one piece of advice? And I always say that, you have all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows better.
Just start looking within.
Yeah, you have to but that's so tough. To trust yourself is so tough.
Like a lot of people say on social media, everyone gets trolled.
Yeah.
Whether you're good, bad, you're famous, you're rich, whatever it is. We also understand it's a psychological issue of most people, and we shouldn't take these things personally. But of course, anyone who says trolls don't affect me is lying about it. How do you manage negativity? I'm not just going to focus on the trolls. I'm just going to talk about negativity in general. Do you face a lot of it?
Oh, of course. Thankfully, I'd say I'm very, very blessed, Luke. I don't face a lot of it, but also because I've learned to protect myself over time. For example, I will not read comments on social media.
Right.
For a while I had disabled comments.
Okay.
Now it's, of course people can comment, but I very rarely go through comments. Very, very, very rarely. Not because of anything else, because that one comment will stick. Yeah. And I don't want that to. I don't read the newspapers, not entertainment news and not news otherwise. Now I'm consuming it on the phone, obviously. And that's how I protect myself. But generally, how do I protect myself from negativity? If I feel in my interaction with someone that I'm not feeling very comfortable, that person is is trying to pull me down, or then I keep a distance. That choice is mine. I can't change you. I can't change the way you react, but I can change how I respond.
What's the advice you would give people based on your personal journey? Because life's full of ups and downs, struggles across different age groups.
Yeah.
Teenagers have their own set of problems. People in their 20s, 30s, senior citizens have their own set of problems.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to people who are stuck in adversity or facing difficulties right now? What advice would you have for them, of course, based on your own experience or something that you would want to share?
I think, a few things, right? For example, if you're going through a tough time at work, just show up. Showing up is half the battle won. And that's what I've realized. I remember walking onto a set the day after one of my films had flopped. I was starting a new film, not the very next day, and a few days after that. But just showing, because those times you put in so much into a film and then a film hasn't worked and you're heartbroken, but you cannot bring that energy onto this. You just go there saying, okay, I'll do the best I can.
Best I can. I like that.
You know, that's one. And then I think nothing is permanent, to know that, you know, and to seek help. There should be no ego in seeking help. I speak to my family a lot. My parents, my sister, my brother-in-law, of course, Siddharth. But, you know, I think I just share with them what I'm feeling, and my healer. That makes me feel better. I pray a lot. That works for me.
What message would you want to give people out there? There are girls out there confused. There are boys out there confused. There are men confused. There are women confused. There are people in supposedly happy marriages, but they're not happy because they're comparing, they're confused. I mean, that's the real world. We don't want to blame, judge. Everyone has their path based on how life has treated them. What would your message be to people out there? Of course, it can be based on your own learnings, your own journey. What message would you want to give everyone, knowing that everyone's watching?
Just that you get just this one life.
Yeah.
You know, so make the most of it. Most importantly, love yourself, because everything begins there. When you love yourself, you attract more love from every corner. You know, you begin to earn more money.
Absolutely. You're converting a negative mindset or belief into a positive now. No, thank you, Vidya. This has been amazing. I could go on talking to you all evening.
Same here.
No, I think I've taken so many messages from this, and I know these messages are going to hit everyone watching this as well. But I really appreciate your honesty. I mean, you're so real. From the time I met you the first time and we started, you know, spending time and talking about stuff, you've always been so real. And that's why, honestly, I thought, like, you know, if there's any message that has to go out from a voice, it has to be yours.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for this chat. I've enjoyed it. But also, like I said, thank you for touching so many people's lives. I'm not sure everyone knows of the work you do. Beyond just helping people shed excess weight, he's helping people lead healthier, happier lives. He's helping people heal. And thank you, and God bless you and your team for that.
Thank you so much, Vidya. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more. We're going to continue our journey, learning, sharing, and evolving.